Hey guys, I hope you're doing all right. I wanted to say a very special thank you to all of you because you guys have helped me through a very, very hard time in my life and through a very big financial thorn in my side. And this is going to come with a warning of neither a lender nor a borrower be, which is very, very good advice, which I should have taken when my father gave it to me when I was very young. So a while back, one of my actresses, Hope Wakelin Gardner, who now goes under the name of Ophelia Wakelin, she basically was going through financial difficulty. Now, she'd helped me out with a previous film, which was Wanton Bates, and so when she and her partner fell on hard times, I tried my best to support them. I lent her over £900. On top of that, I also provided food and tried my best to support. Because she'd helped support me in my project, I always try and support my actors and actresses because I pay in pizza, you know. But anyway, they were struggling and they said, "Well, we need to take out a loan. Can you guarantor it in order to basically so that they could get out of their living situation, which was not good at the time." They both promised me that they would pay the installments of the loan. So we took out a loan with Amigo Loans, which would have ended up with me having to pay £9,800 if they didn't pay anything to it. Anyway, the first couple of months they paid. They promised that they would pay it all the time and that I'd never have to worry about this. But then I saw one day I was down by a large amount and I realised that the loan had taken stuff out of me and that they weren't they hadn't paid. So I got in contact and I talked a little bit about it with them, and I basically said, "Look, you promised me that I'd never have to pay anything for this." Very shortly after a couple of conversations like this, Ben got very annoyed with me. He said, "Don't contact Hope. She's suffering from all of these problems, etc." Basically, Hope is gender fluid, and she would use that to basically so I would never be able to get a gender right. I couldn't say they. I either had to guess male or female on the day, and she would berate me if it was anything to do with money. So that was very, very hard for me to communicate with her about that. So it made things pretty much impossible. Anyway, so basically, I ended up having to try and find a way to get this loan paid off, and I basically contacted a couple of my friends and basically made an agreement that the loan would get paid off in exchange for a lower payment. And I said to Ben, "Look, instead of paying like £160 something a month, which I think it was either 161, 168. I don't know. Instead of paying 160 something pound a month, wouldn't £105 a month for the same time period be better?" So we paid off the original loan to deal with that, but then I was lumped with a massive 6,300 loan, which I had to pay off, which is much better than 9,800. So yeah, the conversations with Ben, because he didn't want to pay anything ever, got very, very vicious because he would basically tell me to sod off using the F word, but he was rather unpleasant about everything. And so I've ended up having to pay off this massive frickin' loan, which they said that I'd never have to pay anything for. And you guys have helped me so much in terms of being able to do that because I've been able to pay it off a lot quicker with the help and support which I've got from this channel. So I'm really, really grateful to all of you for the help which you've given me. I have said in previous videos that I will be making more Space Station 13 content. I have got a lot of videos. I'm just going through a bit of burnout at the moment. A lot's happened in the past couple of months. I've lost it was 14. I've now lost 17 people in 3 months. That quite a some of them were very close to me, and I've just been really out of it. On top of that, I've had a lot of business work to get done, but I have said that I will create more content. One of the other reasons that I've been doing like game reviews for single player games is because I don't have the internet, or rather I didn't have the internet for a while. It's still a little bit dodgy now, but it's getting a lot better. So I'll be back to playing Space Station 13 in a little bit. I do have something like 70 or 80 videos that I need to go through and sort of edit and do all sorts of stuff. The thing is, one of the things I try and pride myself on is making my edits good for the videos, because there's a lot of Space Station 13 content out there that they just show people walking around and having communications, and I'm like, I'd rather have zoom ins and try and keep it a little bit more dynamic, if that makes sense, so that the content's really good. And I want to pick the best parts of content for people, because the thing is, the Space Station 13 community is amazing, especially on Goon Station. I'm not fussed with the admins. I'm not a big fan of the admins there at all, really. I think that they're pretty darn precious. But aside from that, I love the community. I think they're very, very inclusive to the most part, although not if you've got any form of conservative values or opinions. And it's kind of complicated there, but I do love the community. But yeah, thank you very much for helping me get through all of this. I will be trying to create more content. I am trying to do stuff. It's just everything's taking so long because burnout's really bad when it comes to videos, because I think I did something like I did almost 100 Space Station 13 videos in a month last year, and that killed me. And it's just I want to keep creating content. It's just really, really hard. At the moment, I'm taking a quick break. I'm making a new channel to talk about a company called Yell, which used to be Yellow Pages. So it's an advertising channel where I'm going to teach advertising to people. Main reason I'm doing this is because these videos don't require a lot of editing. They don't require too much thought, because it's something I deal with on a regular basis. And it's one of those things where I don't have to search through the videos to find good content every time, because I have a problem where if nothing interesting happens in a round on Space Station 13, and that's like 1 in 5 rounds, there's not really that much to show people in terms of interesting stuff. It's like I've really got to go through each video individually to find the content which is quality. Anyway, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for the help that you've given me. I especially am very, very grateful to one of my long-time clients. That's Levy. Come on, you worthless computer. It's meant to stay on. Got to see the site in the background. Got to advertise. Got to make myself look cool. But I'm very, very grateful to one of my long-term clients, that is Levy & Co. Solicitors, who have really, really helped as well to get this stuff paid off. They are an excellent legal defence company. You need legal defence, you're in the United Kingdom, Levy & Co. Solicitors are very, very good. How do I know this? Not only do I work for them, they represented me when I was wrongfully accused of committing a crime. I was accused by somebody of sexual assault, which I didn't do and I couldn't have done. And it was very, very obvious, but the police didn't bother to do a proper investigation. And so it ruined and derailed my life for a couple of years, stopped me from seeing my son, because my ex-partner used it against me and said, oh yeah, he's a horrible person. The first person I called to basically say, look, I just wanted to let you know that this has happened, decided that she was going to use it as an excuse to stop me from seeing my kid. So, wonderful, wonderful ex-partner right there. But yeah, anyway, it's like the Levy & Co., they not only represented me in the police station, they provided me with a large amount of support, despite the fact that I was in massive amounts of psychological pain with this thing. I was thinking, well, how can anyone believe that I've done this, because this is not who I am. It's like the police just came down to me at work. They didn't wait for me to come home. They just came down and arrested me in front of everyone at the office. It was like, oh my God, what's going on? When they came up the stairs to the office, they were like, is Alex here? I was thinking, oh God, has something happened to my grandparents? And then they were like, we have to arrest you. It's like, what for? What have I done? And they're like, sexual assault. I was like, who have I assaulted? It was like, what the hell's going on here? Anyway, God, that was a terrible, terrible time. I had 2 years of absolute bloody hell. um, because of all of this stuff, and it just drained and dragged on and on. But Levy and Co were so supportive and everything, and I ended up working for them and doing their website and everything. They're an amazing legal defense team, and I highly recommend them to anybody. They put up with me, and I can be a pain because I've got Asperger's. I'm autistic. Um, and basically I couldn't understand why things couldn't be sorted out immediately. It's like I wanted to get my life back on track, but I couldn't do it, and it was just a nightmare. But not only did they support me beautifully, they've been amazing clients for the past couple of years, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of years. They seem to be expanding a lot at the moment, and I'm looking forward to those expansions and sort of building up a little bit more stuff, which I'm doing for them. But they help me as well to pay off this massive debt. I mean, £6,300 may not sound like a lot to some people, but it's a lot to us because, you know, we have a large amount of family things that we have to support financially. But anyway, you guys have helped me so much. I'm very grateful to you. I just, you know, if there's any content that you want to see from me at any point, you know, I would really appreciate it if you just leave me a comment and say, hey, Alex, we want to see this. I'll try and get something up. I know I'm going through burnout. I do have a couple of videos where it's like I've documented a couple of things that need to be gone through. I just need time to let my brain just sort itself out and everything. Because burnout is really, really bad. Um, I've been working on like 3 novels bit by bit. Well, 2 of them are novels. One of them's a book on politics. Um, and it's like when I'm not working well with one of them, I move over to the next. I move over to the next, you know. And it's like when I have bad experiences or something, I move around with that. One of the things I did want to do at some point soon is I want to make a channel on YouTube where I talk about politics in terms of I don't think people get the terminology right for certain things. So you've got like people who are very, very obviously right wing because they have all of the traits of being right wing, who believe that they are left wing, and they attack people who are centre right because they think that the centre right people are extreme right, but they're actually extreme right. So it's really, really confusing, massive stuff. And I would like to make a channel where I talk about that. And one of my subscribers, OM James, very, very great person. Probably the only person I've met who's like truly left wing. He's an amazing guy, and I'm probably going to have a couple of discussions with him on this if we get this up and running. So that'll be really, really good because it's like most people, when I've talked to them about left-right politics and stuff, they've been like, oh, we have our strict belief, we can't associate with you and everything. But it's like he actively wants to talk about things, and we actually have pretty much everything in common. We just got slightly different ways of seeing things, and I think that would be absolutely beautiful to put in a channel, because I think there's too many people fighting over politics and not actually fighting for people's rights at the moment, because our rights are being taken away bit by bit, you know. Anyway, I'm waffling on and on and on, but it's like I've not, you know, made a video in a while, and it's something that I need to really do. In terms of the videos I have done, you know, I've I've actually played through Final Fantasy 9. I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy 10 just while I sort my head out. And the worlds of each Final Fantasy are so beautiful, and they're really, really well crafted. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII, I've got a personal love for. There's so much in-game lore. It's probably the best game I've ever played in terms of like how the in-game interconnections work. And Final Fantasy IX is incredible. It was amazing going from like 7, which is very, very brutal. In terms of you've got a lot of dark stuff going on, and then you've got 8, which is very, very adult in terms of like the way everything looks and feels and everything. And then you move to Final Fantasy IX, which is just like friendly, fairy looking, cartoonish graphics. Very, very beautiful, well put together game. It's phenomenal. And because the funny thing about Final Fantasy IX is it's much darker, much darker, I think, than 8 and 7. In its own respect, and I think the way that it achieves this is by having that sort of cartoon feel, whilst also having a grim sort of nature of the looking at the fact that inevitably we're all going to die and death is a big part of life. Final Fantasy X is the in-game stuff is just so good. Even like the glyphs and on the walls and everything, they're all a structured language, and you can sort of read them as well, for the most part if you look really carefully. So it's very, very clever the way that it's all sort of put together. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long, but I really, really cannot stress how much I appreciate the fact that all of you guys watch my videos, you support my channel. I know that adverts are annoying. Honestly, if I had the money to run my channel and just run it without having to deal with ads, like let's say I had like several more social media clients and everything, and my business was really, really skyrocketing, or I had a huge amount coming in, I'd just take all the ads off the channel. But the adverts on the channel have helped me, and I know that they're annoying, and I'm very grateful to all of you for sticking with me and supporting me through all this. Because I could not have made it. I could not made it through all of this misery without you guys. I mean, sometimes when I feel really, really miserable, and it's like I go onto one of my videos, like the How to Meow Like a Cat, with and see all the thank you messages, like. And I try and respond to everyone as well, and I see messages saying, "Oh wow, thank you," or "You're weird," and it's just like, "Yes, I know." I might do a video where I just sit outside the co-op with a can of tuna, a can opener, and see if anybody will actually open the can of tuna and pour out some cat food for me. That might be an amusing video for everyone. I don't know, a little bit weird, but who cares? I am weird. I know I am. Very, very peculiar for someone who goes out and wears a suit and goes into a business and says, yes, yes, you need to sort these things out in order to make the business work. So it's a very, very big thing. Anyway, thank you ever so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you later. Bye.